What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Crowntakers. In the previous episode, we had done some sleeping, we had done some stabbing, we'd done some shooting, we had also done some light bombing. In fact, we had probably been just kind of a municipal terror in the previous episode. But this is part 2 of our bum run, where we're just leveling people up. Just leveling people up. I don't know if it's worth it to go after some of these other bosses if we're trying to level up. I'm not really sold on that idea just yet. Let's do it. Let's do, I mean, we might end up dying. That is the possibility here. But I have heard that you get a lot of XP by fighting some of these guys, and so I figure I'll go for it. I was gonna say, I'd rather move here over to here and just kind of get a feel for where everybody's at. He's gonna get a dodge right there, unfortunately. And then over on this side... Wow, he's got a lot of backup. I don't remember him having this much backup, actually. But I guess he does. I'll put her on Overwatch so that she can just, like, smack anybody that moves around a bit too much. And... I'm just gonna try and get in position to start working on this dude over here. Like, we need to get rid of his supporting retinue before everything else. Otherwise, things gonna get ugly. And so he did what I hoped he would not. Which has unfortunately led to the death of a character. I probably made a mistake in doing this with the bum crew. Probably should have. How did he... Oh, he must have missed on his own accord then. I was gonna say... Oh, good. They lined up for us, so that got rid of a little armor. We'll probably come out the back end of this perfectly fine. It just sort of depends. Alright, so we got attack of opportunity right there. An arrow away, unfortunately. So now we're left... Let me see if Barbarian can sort them out in one turn. He did, so that's fun. And then my next attempt would be to put Barbarian right here and see if he can sort out some of these dudes. So sorted they shall be. Go ahead and get started with the backstab. And then the other thing that I want him to do right now... I don't have an AP potion. I was going to AP potion him out of the way so that this character could get an attack too, but... Whatever. It's all good. It is all good. So now, in order to avoid him bum rushing the main character, I'm actually going to move the main character off over here, because that's what I think the AI is going to try and do. Pretty sure anyways. And so in this case, oh no, he's gonna go after him. Okay, that's fine actually. That's perfectly okay. I don't mind that one tiny bit. And so we got a dodge right there with the counterattack. Not gonna matter. If you recall, Lieutenant Shear can only be attacked from behind. Otherwise, he's completely and totally immune. So I actually can't get that character into position, which means that we're gonna have to leave our weakest character as the one to handle his business. He's going to get a counterattack from behind. That is the strangest concept to me. A counterattack from behind just... Wow. We played the game and won right there. I knew it was a risk. I knew it was a risk and it would probably kill Melik, but we went for it. What did we get out of it? 7 gold. Okay, so that's not so terrible. That'll actually... It goes a little ways to fortifying our loss right here. Let's go ahead and see if we can find the inn on this map. So we've got a den of thieves over there. Why thieves keep dens? Not really sure. They could just live in normal houses like everybody else, but they really seem to prefer the piles of refuse and random straw and other stuff. A marketplace. Oh, I've never actually seen this. Okay, so I guess there's like a new thing that I've never seen before. I wonder if you get that instead of a... I don't know. So for Melik, this would definitely be the time to use one of those. So let's get him healed up. He's looking okay. Main character, we can use an apple on him since he's not too wounded. Just try to keep this run going as long as possible so that Valana levels up. And that becomes our next problem, is that Valana is dead. Therefore, she's not going to be leveling up unless I can find something to res her right now. And unfortunately, there's nothing of the sort. Commander Barca will not be happening right now. I guess I can hit all these locations while I'm out and about, but I hope there's still an inn. Trinkets. Okay, we'll take all that. We also got a Boletus Impolitus, which is slightly more exciting than the trinkets in my opinion. Oh good, we got a tunnel that kind of took us back the way that we came. Over here we are going to have to deal with a crop of foes though. I think I'm going to downgrade them. I think I'm going to move the O and just call them a crap of foes. Because, honestly, I just don't like my enemies that much. I'm going to go for some crits over here and hopefully we'll score ourselves a kill. Indeed we did, which allows us to put ourselves into a slightly better position. Melik over here will hopefully be able to get this guy twice, which will dig him into a second AP, which he will then use to lock this guy down for a minute. Over on this side, I would prefer it if Darian could one-shot his foe, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, because they're both going to vanish on the next turn, I think. Yeah. So that's enjoyable, because it's a tactic for which there's no counter. I really wish that they would change stealth in this game. It's just... it's bullshitty. That's all you could really say about it, is you just go invisible and then you get to pop out and deal free damage, and there's no way to bait anybody out of any of it, because it sidesteps anybody that's, you know... I think if they're adjacent to you and they go invisible, so for example, if you run into them, like let's say I tried to move to here and I directly ran into them, you should have at least some method to knock people out of stealth. Because as it stands right now, they just, like, stealth wins, which is why I think the assassin is one of the best characters, actually. Because she can just, like, stealth around and nothing bad ever happens to her. See, it's just free damage, that's all that it is. It's an unfortunate mechanic because it's unavoidable, and I think that's my biggest argument about a lot of the mechanics in this game, is that they are unavoidable and they just happen to you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So there it is, there's another group of enemies down. That's why I typically, you'll know that in previous episodes I say to always avoid fighting rogues because it's unnecessary damage that you'll 100% take. You cannot flawless a fight with a rogue. It's impossible. You will take damage no matter what you do. Unless you start out in a perfect position where you can one-shot everybody on the first turn. And that's only happened for me once or twice, so I tend to like avoid rogues if I can. Wow, we got a bunch of loot right here. Unfortunately, we are like digging our way through the bad side of town, and it's gonna get us into trouble. Let me Boletus Impolitus Melik up. And from there, we'll go ahead and fight these guys. On the plus side, it could be a lot worse right now. So there's that. Oh good, Melik managed to kill his guy. That's fun. That's good. What I would prefer to do is maybe kill one of these archers. There we go. And so then I can pin down this archer. On this side, I'm left with a couple options, but I think I'm just gonna triple stab up front and we'll go for the kill. If I miss, then I'll get counterattack, but we got armor. We'll make it work. We can make it function. Let's just pin the hell out of this archer. This poor little guy down here is about to have a real bad day. There may be somebody hiding down in this corner too. I can't put the stamp of approval, the certifiable stamp of approval. Okay, so it looks like there is somebody over here. Ah, and he's overwatching. Alright. Well, at least we know where he is now. Is there anybody else? Guess we'll weave around a bit and see who we find. Oh yeah, there he is. Alright, Melik, get down here. So we'll sort this out on the next turn. Really, he's gonna take an attack of opportunity to get at Melik, huh? Interesting. I'm not sure what the AI was doing right there. Usually it's smarter than that. I'm not sure why it wanted Melik so badly. It must have sensed the ability for a one-shot kill. I think the enemy AI functions at some level. I think the first thing it looks for is, can I one-shot anybody? If it can't do that, it looks for, can I backstab somebody? If it can't find backstabs, it then moves, like it moves down a list basically. And once it gets to the final end, I think that it figures it out. But should I take health or should I take damage? Let's take some damage. 2 to 4 is a pretty good spread for a triple hit. About to make a bunch of money too. There we go. So there's our 3 Rats Tavern and our waitress. Now I can get rid of some of this, which is really, really stellar for us because it puts our cash flow in a good spot. We'll go ahead and grab that. nothing else that I really want. The 4-leaf clover is a decent item, but it's overpriced, and so I don't tend to pick it up very often unless I get it for free. If I can get it for free, I'll take it, but beyond that, meh. If I'm trying to level people, I should probably grab Zoe now, so let's do that. They've got an insult match. For her, I can't help but feel like going for crit and strength is probably the best plan because her boomerang bounces around with adjacency bonuses, and so I think that that's probably the plan, man, for her. Or on this side, we got 10% dodge, or we got movement range. He does need movement range. His move is... Actually, all their move is the same now that I'm looking. Let's go ahead and res our unconscious character, Valana, so that she can start leveling up again. With health being where it's at, and technically with our exhaustion being where it's at, we could get away with taking a brief little rest here and actually sleeping it off, but I don't know if that's the wisest decision right now. On this side, we do have enough iron so that we can upgrade our weapons to level 1, and we can slot all these in if we wanted to. Not a bad plan. Not a bad plan. I think I'll go for it. Why not do some upgrades? So we'll upgrade there. We'll upgrade there. And we'll upgrade there. I'm trying to upgrade people who have the most to gain from it. His cooldowns are reduced by 1 now, so he should be able to triple strike every turn, I think. I'm going to give her +1 strength so that she can AoE a little bit better. Give him +1 strength so that at least he just hits harder, because that seems to be his big shortfall at the moment. Okay, and so off to this side of the map, we check some more hovels for anything else that might be useful. We get some tableware and some tools. We can sell those just about anywhere, and so it's not a big deal to me that we handle that at the moment. Did I grab this tower already? I did. Alright, so that leaves us with basically nothing to do here. I'm thinking maybe we should fight the next boss too. Barca's nasty though, and I don't like fighting her. So, didn't we have a chest around here somewhere? I thought we had a chest around here somewhere. I will continue to look. Yeah, there it is. Pick that thing. Ooh, 6 gold. Got ourselves some sovereigns to make our day a little bit better. Alright, alright. So I think we might recover just due to the fact that we're rich. And so that tends to be one of those things that happens in this game where a lot of money can make a lot of problems go away. Grab another healing potion. In fact, since our party's full up at the time being, I think I may go for just like a big old passel of healing items just to make this run go as far as possible. I'll get rid of that because the movement rune just doesn't phase me or do anything for me. And what was the final bottom one? There's another potion vendor. So we have a lot of potions here. But we already have a lot of potions in our inventory, so I'm not super concerned about fiddling with them. Barca could one-shot a lot of people, which makes me worried about her. So I think I'll skip her for right now. In a lot of ways, I think I feel... Oh yeah, there's Eris. Adventurers, I wonder if you could help me. I would serve you with my tremendous skills in exchange for some help. One of my teachers at the Academy of Sorcery is currently traveling with some soldiers. I really hated him and want to take revenge on him. Will you help me do that? Alright. I mean, I had some professors I didn't like, but I don't know if I don't know if it could be pushed to a murderous rage. I mean, sometimes, you know, every now and again you get close, but you know, Darian searches and he breaks the object again. I need to stop letting Darian search for anything. I wonder if that event is the same every time, or if that's just something you have to learn to deal with. Whose armor is lacking right now? So it looks like she's been upgraded, which means that I could just throw that on there. I mean, it's the only one that we have. And now that we have that, we can check the merchant, see what he's got over here. Is this a healing rune? What is this? A +2 strength rune. Not a bad call. But not really a good one either, considering we need to rest pretty soon, so... The Rusty Hammer Inn. We've got a drinking game. We don't have... I know that the big paladin guy is the one who drinks, and we don't have him, so I think I'll leave it alone for right now. We do need to rest, so maybe I'll just do that with my 4 cash, and that'll give everybody a couple HP, because I know people are like sort of in the danger zone, like Valana's in the danger zone. A couple people are all at like 5-ish HP, and so I'd rather have that taken care of. If we can skeef our way through this map without taking too much damage, I'd be in a good mood. So let's go ahead and fight some barbarians. Obviously this is a level up run, so we want to take things as far as we can. On this side, we're actually in a bit of a hairy situation. And I don't mean that to poke fun at barbarians, but we definitely have a problem right now. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to move her... That fires for 2, right? Okay, so if that fires for 2, I'll put it right there. That'll get 1 armor sunder done. I'm going to have Zoe double throw, just to get rid of as much as possible here. There we go. And so that's actually moved us kind of into a survivable place. Hopefully we don't get any giant dodges over here, or any small dodges. Any dodges at all, I'm not okay with. I'm going to face him over there. Main character's going to come over. Hopefully seal the deal. The deal is sealed. The deal is done. Unfortunately, Darian is in a position where he's going to skewer his friends if he does this. So I'm just going to have him guard, and we'll just kind of hope that whatever happens, happens in the least magnanimous way possible. There we go. Awesome. And so we've defeated a bunch more barbarians. That should allow us to split up some XP. That's going to put Melik at level 5. Valana's not quite there yet, but I like this run. This run started out really sort of... This run started out a bit shaky, and so I'm glad that it was able to come around full turn. I'm going to go ahead and give him health, because more health is never a bad thing, especially once you start going up against enemies that hit a bit harder. I'm going to search over here. We get an Amanita Vaginata. We got a book. Good. There's a blacksmith around somewhere. Oh yeah, I just went there. Sometimes I gotta think about the things that I'm saying, like the words that come out of my mouth sometimes. Okay, so apparently there was a knight in there and we were like bugging him, and then he was like, go away, and we were like, okay. And so that's the extent of our encounter with the knight. This zone actually looks kind of small right now. I'm thinking about fighting the Black Knight. I really sincerely am. I may fight him just to see if we can score some extra HP. I mean, I would love to get a little bit further and kind of see how this goes, but, you know, why push myself? Let's go ahead and fight with these guys. See if we can score a bit more. We have no adjacency at the moment, which is a little bit lame, because I do like adjacencies, but we do have a backstab available. Oh, his backstab is covered. Hooray. Okay. Well then. Yeah. I think that worked the way that I'd like it to. I mean, it gave me an option, which is better than I had before. He was basically going to sit there and waste an AP if she didn't knock him back, so I'll take it. I'll take it. I need somebody to cover his backside, though, just in case he gets flanked, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. I think I'll probably have him stab first. We'll have Melik come down here and see what he can accomplish. There's the kill. And have him move forward. That leaves him available to move down and into here. Just a tad sketch. But they're clumped up, which means Valana should be able to help on the next turn. Fight's a little bit nastier than I wanted it to be, but I think it's manageable. I don't think we're going to lose anybody, and if we do, I'd be really surprised. Okay, so we got a counterattack right there. Hopefully it isn't a double dodge, because we could definitely use some of that armor sundered off. Oh, we're not going to take a backstab right there. He's actually going to go straight for my ranged character. That was a foolish mistake on his part for this reason. That means now that she can throw and bounce in between all three of them, which she couldn't have done if she had just locked him down. And so there it is. We'll get her started. We need her to score kills anyways, so let's get that moving. Ah, she can't get him. Can she throw at her own person? No. Alright then. Well, if she can't throw at her own person, let's go ahead and move her eagle down to here so at least we got a crit bonus, and then we'll face her. On this side, I think we got a kill right there, no problemo. Down here, I'm going to let Valana do her thing. Get rid of some of that armor, which then puts Darian in a nice position to circumnavigate the enemy. There's a 9 crit hit right there. He gets a counterattack because of guard mode that I've forgotten about, but he's going to dodge it, which is very, very nice for us. That leaves the main character in the somewhat unenviable position of only being able to close the gap and not able to attack until next turn. However, Melik does not share that condition, so we'll bring him in. And that's going to put him, well, not in the spot for a killing blow, but it puts him in a spot to really kind of make things work. Unfortunately, due to the nature of the first counterattack right there, the main character got the counterattack when I would have preferred that somebody else got the counterattack and the kill, but what can you do about that? That's the way the cookie crumbles. Got a dragon cave over here. She's got a crit chance. I'm just going to go with dodge. We've already been putting points into it, so I think we might as well stick with it. On this side, I think the Vaginata healed people, as I recall. Yeah, I think it just did a little bit of healing. Not a lot, but a little bit, which should be enough for me to square away some of these people. The Black Knight's a temptation right now that I'm not sure if I should scratch that itch or not. On one wall of the cave, you see some rock paintings. Despite their age, you can see quite clearly the hunting and fighting scenes they depict. We'll examine, and we get 70 XP. Considering this is a level up run, I accept that. On this side, we've got a cave. Vallana loses 2 HP. Unfortunately, Vallana getting herself in all kinds of trouble in this run. She is just... If there's a booby trap, she's fondling it, stepping on it, and otherwise impaling herself on it every chance that she gets. That puts her health down in a bad spot, but I don't want to heal her just yet, because it's not enough, you know what I mean? Let's go back to the inn. We'll sell off some of this loot, and then from there, we'll decide how we want to upgrade people, how we want to handle this. So right now, we've got a couple of vendorable items. We'll get rid of that pottery, definitely. I do think that getting rid of the Sarcosphaera coronaria is probably a good... No. Not leaving the shop. There we go. I think getting rid of that's a good idea. Getting rid of the books is a good idea. And then that allows us to buy a couple apples, because they're dirt cheap, and that'll allow us to heal up Vallana. That also still leaves us with enough gold to where... Oh, I was hoping they would have a campfire. Never mind. If they had a campfire, I was going to buy it so that we could heal ourselves up later and get our exhaust meter all filled in. On this side, Vallana, we got you up to 5 out of 6 now. And for her, she's missing 2, so we might as well go for it. There it is. Or go to it, I guess, if I wanted to keep it in line with the pun that I wanted to execute. Go for it, go to it. It would be go for it if we healed her for 4, so that you know where I'm coming from right now. The Dark Knight. A risky proposition. A very risky proposition, but one nonetheless. How's our equipment looking right now? Got a bunch of AP potions, so reasonably we could probably jack the living hell out of him pretty quickly on the first turn, assuming that it doesn't start us off in a weird place on the map. We also have a lot of healing pots, so yeah, let's go for it. I know that we struggled with them in the past, but this isn't a progression run, so I'd really prefer to kind of get things where they go. And then once he decides to close the gap with me, we'll go ahead and handle it. I want to throw all of my ranged characters in the back just so that we can deal with this properly. On that side, I'm going to have Melik throw out his banner right there. And then guard. I don't like letting this guy have like a freebie turn, but it looks like I'm going to have to let it happen, so I'm not going to cry about it. I think we should be able to take him, though. I don't see any problem in being able to manage this boss. God, he moves so far. He moves so far! That, and he's got so much armor. My God. All we can really do is hope that the ranged characters can really sort of butcher him on this next turn. Just subject him to some very real pain and suffering. So there's some armor sundered off right there. Let's give it a second armor off. I was debating whether or not I wanted to bring the eagle over on this turn. And actually, I may still do... Oh, it's not going to let me. Never mind. Okay, so we'll set up right here. Let's continue with that armor. Over here on this side, we've got Melik doing a 4 to 7. I think that's a dance that I can get behind for sure. He's going to do a lot of damage on his turn, and I think Darian is probably going to do similarly. Now, the problem that I run into right here is if I move this character, I can virtually assure you he's going to try and go back around me and attack me from another direction. That's a prospect that makes me very nervous. Actually, cancel that. Use an AP potion, please. There it is. And then what I would also like you to do is if we have strength potions, oh, we don't have any strength potions. So that's actually a little hitch in my plan here. Puts a little hitch in my plan. Not going to weep and cry about it, though. I think that we'll probably still be able to manage. I don't think that he really has... Oh, man, that dodge ratio. Come on now. With 15%, you're going to miss 2. 2 out of 4. You're hurting me right now. Cutting me deep. Oh, good. Give him a counterattack, too. That's enjoyable. There we go. That's just what I wanted. Yeah, see, he ignores attacks of opportunity. So it puts you in the very real and strange situation where you can actually wind up very, very dead very, very quickly when he moves around you like that. And unfortunately, I have no way to... Actually, I can stealth her out. It'll be okay. There we go. I'll stealth potion her off to Nowheresville. I'm also going to use an AP potion so that she can relocate the eagle to right there. And then take a swipe at him, which he's going to eat. Have my ranged people get their attacks off first. He's going to dodge that one, unfortunately. I want Melik dug in right here. There's 5 damage. I'm only doing this for the XP, in case you're wondering why I took this risk. It's just the XP is too good. And so, actually, we're about to pin him. That's really good. So now he's pinned, which means he ain't going nowhere. We'll go for another triple stab right here because it's better than anything else I think I can do with 1 AP. But we got a miss, unfortunately, so he may be able... No, I think that's the edge of the map, actually. I think he's good. I think he's going to be forced to sit here and just deal with us for right now, which I'm okay with. I'm perfectly okay with that. On this side, let's go ahead and throw the boomerang at him a couple times, get some of that armor sundered off. Boomerang's such an odd weapon. Like, if you really think about what a boomerang is, like, who was the first guy that figured that out, that it would, like, curve around? Boomerangs don't actually, like, perfectly come back to you. I had one when I was a kid, and I knew how to throw it and everything, and you could get it to come back to you. It was just kind of iffy. Like, most of the time, it just kind of hit something, and then it would fly up in the air instead of come part of the way back. But, like, if you hit something with it, it's very unlikely that it's actually going to come back to you. I get started right here with a triple strike, even though it puts him at risk for a counterattack. He's still got armor on him, though, so I'd rather have him take it than anybody else. There it is. And so on this turn, we should be able to bring this big bastard down. Ooh, nasty little dodge right there at the wrong moment. If there ever was a right moment, but there it is. We got to dodge at the right moment. Shortly thereafter, answering our question. Melik, I'm going to have you go for it because I'd like you to get the kill, but there it is. And so that should give us a fairly considerable amount of XP. I was going to say, yeah, it's going to give us about 150. And so while the combat was iffy, it didn't pay off very well. I was hoping to get cash out of that one. But I'm going to break off the episode right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in the next episode of our bum run. I look forward to seeing you in the 3rd episode, which should be the one that this all comes to a rest in, I would think. But anyways, I'll see y'all there. Take care out, everybody, and hi-do.